What's up, YouTube? You guessed it, it's upgrade time. The PC I've been using to make all of Kelley Tech's YouTube videos is getting a bit dated. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a THREADRIPPER PC on a budget. Up next. Welcome back to Kelley Tech. We're going to start off with the case. This is an old, used Antec 900. I love this case. I was going to buy another case, but I don't know, this one's done me real good for about, I think, 8 years now. So this is the epic fingerprint smudged 900. There's the front. I have an Asus DVD burner installed, and I have a card reader installed. There's two controls for the fans in the front. There's the rear view. I already have the power supply installed. Put a new fan in it. Here's the top view. The monster fan on top. Overall, best case I've ever owned. You can usually tell the quality of a case by picking it up. The weight has a lot to do with it. Nowadays, a lot of cases you get, they're just paper thin, they weigh nothing. This sucker is heavy. By itself, nothing in it is heavy. So, good quality case. So, I'm going to reuse it. And for the motherboard, I got an Asus Prime X399-A. It's got the X399 chipset. Sweet. Let's see, we got a back plate. SATA cables. Looks like we got SLI bridge. Oh yeah. This is for the weird way that they mount the M.2 drives. This is, yeah, just a pigtail for your adapters. I think that's a starter screw. Yeah, starter standoff. Got the software, chipset drivers. Got the guide. Warranty. And that'd be it. So, I'm gonna need this stuff for a while. So let's get the motherboard out of here. And here she is. It's gorgeous. Really nice motherboard. Now the problem with this motherboard is it's a EATX motherboard, extended ATX. And my 900 case is just an ATX case, mid-tower. So it's not meant for extended motherboards, but I didn't really want to spend the extra 400 bucks for a nice case, so I'm going to make it work. But has some nice features. Right here you can take this off, and there's a spot for your M.2 drive. You can slide in there, put that back over top of it. You can't even see it. I like that feature. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, I love the heatsink design. So that's what we're working with. And here we got the Ryzen THREADRIPPER. AMD Ryzen THREADRIPPER 1900X. It's kind of like an entry-level THREADRIPPER. Because what I like to do is buy the, the cheaper one, wait till they come out, they're made a little better, they run a little cooler, and then buy the nice version. So this is a good starter CPU. So there's our CPU. And for the RAM, we got Corsair 3200, Vengeance, LPX, 32 gigabyte DDR4. And there she is. Nice low profile. It's got some decent heat sinks on it. Exactly what I needed. So that's the RAM. And for the SSD, we have an Intel SSD 5 series. It's a 540, 480 gigs. Power supply, we're working with a Corsair CX750. I've used these before. Very good power supplies, last a long time. A lot of amps on one rail. And I'm going to reuse my EVGA 1060. It's a great card. I haven't had a game yet that can bottleneck it. It's great. So I'm going to reuse it. I didn't buy it that long ago, actually. And for the CPU cooler, because AMD decided not to give coolers with their new THREADRIPPERs, which is kind of weird, but whatever. But I found this. Be Quiet. Never used this brand before. A lot of good reviews. I'm hoping for the best. But it's a monster. This thing's huge. Kind of gives you an idea of the layout. Dual radiator. It's got a fan in the front and in the center, blowing towards the back of the case. Pretty nice. We'll pull that out after a while. And here's one of the things I'm pretty excited about. Elgato HD60 Pro. It's a nice capturing device. I'm hoping it's as good as I heard. I already have a capture device, but it only does 720. I was wanting to do 1080, so let's hope. here it is. Little bitty guy. Look at that thing. I was expecting something a little larger than that. Hey, as long as it does the job, right? And we'll be putting that in quite some time, because that's going to be one of the last things we do. But yeah, pretty happy. Alright, I got my Corsair CX750 installed already. Just 4 screws on the back. And I fed all the octopus wires, I mean it's ridiculous, but out of this hole and into the back. And this thing has to be wired perfectly because the motherboard I bought is not meant to fit in here, but I'm going to make it happen. But I've already installed the DVD burner. I have a card reader here, and this is a Western Digital Black 1 terabyte. And on the bottom here I have my SSD. So now I need to put the motherboard in. This is going to take some crazy finagling to get it in here, but I'll be back. And don't forget, because I've done it several times throughout the years, put your I/O shield in before you put the motherboard in. Sometimes it's a pain. Wasn't too bad. Alright, I/O shield in. Now we gotta get this monster motherboard in here. This thing is freaking huge. Hitting something. Okay. Alright. Phew, that is a tight fit. Holy moly. Okay, so this might actually work out. But as you can see over here, SATA ports point towards the front. And I'll give you an example real quick. You can't plug it in because you just can't. So before we screw it in, I might have to bend the heck out of these, stick it in, and then install the motherboard. I have 3 drives I want to hook up, so I'll use 3 of those. I got some cheaper cables. Might actually fit, but they're cheap. Oh yeah, they fit just fine. Really don't want to use that unless I have to. And these are the cables that came with the motherboard. They're a little bit smaller, so they might actually work. Test this all out before I plug the motherboard in. Oh, I think that's, oh yeah, that's doable. All right, that's great. It's great news. Sweet. I was actually worried about that. I still think I'm going to have to plug them in though beforehand, just to be safe. Well, it looks like it's going. Yeah, I can get it. Alright, I think we're all set to screw her in. I noticed a lot of people are using magnetic screwdrivers nowadays. I thought that was kind of weird because I've always taught that was a no-no. I always put them in loose at first, and then align it, and then tighten them. And the ones in the top are always a pain in the butt. Oh yeah, there's one up here. It's gonna be hard to get. And the last one. Alright, make sure she's aligned. Oh yeah, she ain't budging, so I guess that's where it's going. Just snug them up. Don't want to over tighten. All right, and she's in. Plug in our HD audio port. Almost perfect. And ask for much better than that. And we can adjust the cables too in the back when we're all done to make everything look really nice. Alright, so we have our USBs hooked up, audio hooked up. Now, let's get the power reset and everything hooked up. Let's see. This is set up fairly easy. Let's put your hard drive LED, bottom left. Power switch, top left. And the reset
is right next to the one we just plugged in on the bottom. Nice and easy. There we go. Now our controls are set up for our front panel to start it and restart it. And hard drive LED. Okay, so now let's try to get this 24 pin. This is going to be a pain because we got the memory and everything. It is kind of set up weird. Alright, so I got my 8 pin in, and I got the 24 pin in. It wasn't easy, but I got it done. And I have to go through the back, pull it, tighten it up so this doesn't hit the fan. You can hear it's hit right now. But now, it's time to install our processor. Wow, this is kind of ridiculous packaging. Get the tool, a mounting bracket. And as you can see, these are wider apart than these. Oh, yep, that's it. Comes with a little tool. It's like a little torque wrench. When you've tightened it enough, it'll click, click, click. And there's the goodies. All that big old mess for that. But before we get to that, let's get this open. And it's marked 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. This thing's kind of slippery. And there she blows. So I think, push these two together. Pops up. That is where your CPU would go. Right there in that little slot. This is a protective cover. Man, they really put this processor on lockdown. It was pretty difficult to get out of there. Beautiful. Now, let's slide our processor in. And you want to put it in just like this looks. That's it. There she goes. Alright, she's in. Gotta tighten her down. So we take our little torque wrench tool. Phew, slippery little sucker. It's almost like it doesn't fit right. Yeah, I've seen people, how it says 1, 2, and 3. I'll see them tighten this all the way down, then tighten 2 all the way down, and 3 all the way down. I don't know, I can't say that that's wrong, but I feel like we should do them a little bit at a time. No warping. See how that's ratcheting? It's done. So to me, seems like, a pan gasket on a trance or something. Oh. Okay. We're in business. Processor's in. Now we got to put some thermal paste on it. Put a slap of glove on. We got some Arctic Silver 5. I do recommend getting some decent paste. Let's see how far that'll get us. I've seen people use way too much paste all the time. It's a big processor. This thing's huge. Get on there nice and even. Don't leave any bare spots. Sometimes people use like credit cards or little pieces of plastic to slide it on through. But I've always done it this way and I've never had a problem, so why change? I fix what isn't broken. I'm gonna need just a little bit more. It's almost enough. Maybe a tad bit more up here. Just a little bit. That looks beautiful. And now we're going to pull out this monster. Jeez. It's freaking huge. See what we got here. Some instructions. Probably some mounting hardware. Oh yeah. All kinds of craziness. Alright, came with paste. Look at that. And it came with 4 of these guys. Still yet to figure this out. Never used this brand before. Comes with its own screwdriver. Because I believe you have to tighten it through these holes that go all the way down. Not really sure where they are. Let's see. Let's see one here. One there. It's got to be more than 2, right? Well, it looks like there's some assembly. I'm going to put this beast together and be right back. Alright, so I placed some spacers underneath this bracket here. Then I put the bracket in and the bracket up here, screwed it down, and that's where I've got so far. So they got a fan taken out of this, so you can install it, and once you install it, then you can put the fan in. There's a fan that goes in the middle. So you look at this beast. This thing's huge. We'll set this puppy like that. Take these caps out. Man, this thing is big. Alright. Screwdriver goes all the way down. Oh yeah, and on the bottom of this, there's a piece of plastic. Don't forget to take that off. That would not be good. Alright, got that side started. Alright, feels good and solid. Now we gotta put that fan in. Ooh, I might have just made a dire mistake. Supposed to put the RAM in. Uh-oh. I might have to redo this. Let's see. This side over here looks like it'll clear no problem. Might be nice if I had it facing the right direction. And my setup is gonna want the 4 gray slots. Okay, that's one. Well, those went in easy enough, but I don't think it's going to be that easy for the other side. I guess I could pop the fan off. Let's see. And I just got really lucky. And luckily, I got it in there without taking the CPU cooler off. Whoop whoop. Alright, one more stick. Alright, so we got most of our work done here. I have to put this fan in the middle, which is going to be all kinds of fun. Alright, I got one side clipped onto the fan with this doohickey. It ain't really easy. It's kind of complicated. So, I might skip through this because it might take me a while. Alright, got it on there. Now you got these two fan connectors, 4 pins. I have enough spots on my board to just plug this in, but only one of them says CPU fan, so I'm not really sure if I should use the joiner here. Well, I guess better safe than sorry. Join these two together. Put it on one port. The wiring in this thing has been a nightmare. So we are almost done. Let's get our, let's see. Let's get our SATA cables hooked up. And I'm going to have to run a power cord back through here too. So let me scoot this up so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I got a hard drive here and a hard drive here, so I need a power connector for both and a SATA cable for both. And I have my CD-ROM up top. Alright, now up top, that's about as tidy as she's gonna get. This top corner's pretty crowded, but doesn't look horrible. I'm digging it. So, now, unfortunately, this case has a USB 3.0. Yeah, it just goes out the back and plugs into the motherboard. Kind of stupid, but that's what it's got. So I got to figure out what to do with that. Push this up so you guys can see. Alright, now video card. Getting close to being done. screws in that puppy. Issues. It's odd. Didn't do that before. Just gotta give it a little push. There we go. Man, will you look at that cooler? The thing is huge. Alright. Our cable. PCI Express cable over here. Let's see. I believe I can plug this one in first. And voila. And I can pull the access of that cord. Make it look a lot nicer from the back. Getting close. Now, see if I can run this stupid cord. It's going to make everything look like crap that I just worked so hard on. And there it is. So, looking pretty good. Last thing is the Elgato. Really been looking forward to getting this. Get the Elgato. Get. Looks like you get a lowercase bracket too for a low profile. Yeah. And they give you a little badge. Let's see what else. Oh, look at there, get an HDMI cable. And it looks like I got lucky and picked the right ports to pull out. I'll tell you guys, this has been a tough build. Alright. And as you can see, look at that, guys. Beautiful. Not gonna lie, I was a little scared when I started this. After I seen how big everything was, I was like, oh no. I don't know if I can get it all to fit, but it fits. Oh yeah, I think there's one more important thing right here, and I covered it up too. But right here, I believe, is a plastic cover, and you're going to need to pull that off because this is going to get hot. Got lucky. See if I can get lucky again. Oh yeah. Got lucky again. Oh, that's metal. 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 Oh, okay, so all the plastic is off. Alright. Looks like we are in business. Oh, almost forgot. These little covers. God, that cooler is just gigantic. I had the Master Cooler V8 on my older computer, and it wasn't even this big. And I thought that thing was gigantic. It's a deep case, too. Look, and I mean, it comes, yeah, it comes up flush with this right here. It's just big enough for it. Now, let's see if the side actually fits on. Oh my gosh, it better fit after all of that. Whew, it's a close call. Well, I took a risk and it paid off. Because everything fit. Just barely, but fit.
Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Sexy lady. Who's that lady? Too much? Yeah, I know. I'm in love. Well, hope you guys like this. If you did, like and subscribe. And as always, have a tech day.